make it dairy free. I'm Larisha.
I am Andrew, and why am I touching myself? And today stop laughing. Today's video is about Thanksgiving and food tips, tricks, and I'm starting to think maybe I should practice more before I get on here.
My glasses are fogged. We are giving. Are we just still going?
I guess. I don't really feel like getting up there and then turning it off. So.
Okay, we are doing a Thanksgiving video on tips, whether it is your first or your 50th vegan Thanksgiving, to make the process go a little bit smoother. Maybe some budget tips in there. I don't even know anymore. And we also have some recipes that we are going to be showing you to make it even easier.
What she said.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. We just heated up our food. If you guys are new here, Andrew doesn't like any cold food, but even I would say that I don't want to do this cold. So we have our whole basic Thanksgiving plate here. We're gonna pop all these finest bottle of sparkling red grape juice available. Do
they have more than one? What? Why is your face on it like that? Why'd you?
Can I have your cup?
I guess.
I think it went up my nose a little bit. Oh, I was trying to stop it.
Like that. That's how you stop it.
In West Virginia, that's how you stop stuff from spilling.
Okay. Make sure I never go there then. Cause that is wild.
That's how you gotta take the cake.
Oh, back in your college days, huh?
I never did no cake, so I have no idea, but I think that's what they do.
you think? You seem pretty like,
oh God.
That was like second nature to you.
Alright, let's get into the video. Oh, you're gonna leave that in there, aren't you?
What do you want me to do?
I'm like crying.
You want me to take it out?
Whew. Alright, so the very first tip that we have for you is to not do that. No.
Don't do that at all.
Especially not that other people are gonna drink off of.
Exactly.
Okay, so don't overcomplicate this. Whether it is like your first time hosting or your very first Thanksgiving that is vegan ever, don't overcomplicate everything that you have to make. We recommend sticking to one dessert, one main thing, and then 2 or 3 side dishes. We have 4 technically side dishes here, but stick to 2 or 3. I would say we technically have 3, but like bread, I don't like, some people consider bread its own category, especially on Thanksgiving.
Is that what you're considering right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would still say like we still fit in like the 2 to 3, but with the bread, it's like a 4th side. But
okay.
Some people have to have bread, and yeah, I want bread too.
I'm in that category.
Yeah. So that's the first tip. Like, just don't overcomplicate this. Like, don't try to like go out and make 15 sides that you had from your childhood that like everybody made. Even if you're hosting, like especially this year, like we keep hearing that like prices are going to skyrocket and stuff. Like, just keep it simple. Ask somebody to bring something. Ask them to make it vegan, obviously. So
yeah.
Do you have anything to add on that part?
And I guess in terms of I had a question. I think you might have answered it though. So you're telling folks don't overcomplicate it, and you were speaking about both if you were hosting and not hosting?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I guess what would be considered overcomplicating it if you are hosting?
Right, like you don't want to like this. So to prepare like the main, the bread, and 3 sides, it took us 3 hours to do this. If you are, especially if this is your first time hosting something, don't try to make things that you haven't made before. If possible, if you haven't made anything vegan before, try to do a trial run 2 weeks before, or the week before Thanksgiving, just to see how it works. But you shouldn't be in the kitchen for like 8 to 10 hours either the day before or the day of Thanksgiving. Like, that's just gonna stress you out. This is supposed to be like stress-free, happy. Like, it's supposed to be about like being with your family and stuff and being thankful. So like, just try to like keep all that in mind.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if this is gonna come up later, but I would say in terms of overcomplicating, now that I understand, I would say any meal that you're making, you say don't make anything new, or I guess you say if you are, you kind of, I say definitely try some new stuff. Obviously have some of your old, go-to recipes.
Right.
If you've done this before, but some of the new stuff, definitely make that, a week or two out. So that way you have an idea if it's gonna be something you wanna make the day of. But it also gives you that practice to see how long it took you to make it, put it together, and you can kind of put it in your, okay, you could do that. You could kind of put it in your lineup appropriately, whether you want to make it a day out or 2 days out or something in that nature.
Yeah.
Another tip on that is going to be make recipes that you can freeze and basically, pull out, thaw out, and just microwave or something in that nature. I think that helps you not overcomplicate things, because I think the complication comes when you're not sure what to make first, what to make at the same time, when to start. I think that's where most of the complication comes, outside of just making too many meals.
Yeah.
So I think if you do that, that will help you already have things ready and pretty much be prepared before even the day comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You may be going somewhere that, typically they don't make many vegan options, or they haven't in the past. Reach out to the host and see if they can swap out, for the sides that is, kind of swap out the dairy, which would typically be milk or butter.
Yeah.
Those are usually the main things that cause a lot of foods not to be vegan when it comes to sides, that is. So if you do that, at least that will help, in a sense, make those foods still just as good as those folks remember it, but also will be very helpful because now you have more options to eat.
Yeah, like for some holidays that we go to with at your mom's house, she at this point makes all of the side dishes vegan.
Yep.
So we just have to bring a main thing for us, and then we always bring a dessert because you just like making dessert.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of stress off of you having to try to not only create a whole bunch of dishes, but also having to take them. So you could ask them, obviously ask them just, hey, can you swap these two things, like dairy or butter or milk inside of this dish? But you can also be offered to pay for that stuff. Hey, I'll bring you over vegan butter or vegan milk. Or you can also offer to make some of the dishes. So say hey, I'll make mashed potatoes and the carrots or the green bean casserole. Most people happily accept help because they also don't want to be making 15 different things.
Yeah, it's a burden.
Yeah, so if you can offer one of those two things, either to buy the stuff or to make some of the dishes, that should be able to help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get into more of the actual food and specific categories of food. So our first tip on food would be the appetizers. If you are not hosting, don't worry about an appetizer. Unless you're one of those families that does Thanksgiving all day long and not just 2 hours at dinner time.
Yep.
Then maybe pick up a dip from the store. Don't overcomplicate it and think you need to make some elaborate thing. If you are hosting Thanksgiving and you need to make some appetizers. I said appetizers.
Appetizer.
This is where you could take a shortcut and buy a veggie tray or a fruit tray, some bags of chips or something. If you want some specific ideas, we are going to post pictures right here in the corner somewhere.
Pictures may already be flashing in the corner. We have no idea at this point.
So we have a turkey veggie tray that it's just veggies shaped like a turkey with ranch in the middle. It is super cute, but super easy.
Yeah.
You could also do a stuffed mushroom or spinach and artichoke or vegan buffalo chicken dip, something like that. Just keep it simple. All of those take 20 to 30 minutes to make at top. So it's not something that's overcomplicated. Take the easy route on the appetizers.
Yeah, so I could imagine someone trying to make an appetizer and that taking too much time and then them not having enough time for the other stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't stress on the appetizers. I would say pick up a couple bags of chips, a little bit of dip, even just the normal stuff like salsa or stuff like any of that normal stuff you would typically have just kind of on a daily basis. Make that your appetizers. Hopefully no one's knocking you over that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tip number
4.
5. Tip number 4. We find the main dish is what we're asked about a ton. And from our audience is kind of like what to make, what's a good main dish, anything in that nature. So we find that's probably a struggle for you, and or anybody ultimately being vegan and trying to figure out what can serve as the bulk of this meal, right? Mm-hmm. Make it easy on yourself. We have a video on this. There is several store-bought roasts, and they're not even as expensive as turkeys used to be back when you used to buy them. And maybe some of them are, but not all of them. You know what I mean? I think we bought one from Trader Joe's. Was that in our video last year?
Yes.
So yeah, we had a Trader Joe's one, but we had several. So you can see kind of us taste testing that. And I think a store-bought roast is an easy way to go without having to worry about like, all right, what do I do now, right?
Right. It just it takes the guesswork out of it. Like you're like, okay, what am I gonna make? What am I gonna make to replace the turkey?
Yeah.
And you're literally if you don't have to think, I mean, that's where most people not vegan struggle is did I thaw the turkey out? Am I making it correctly? Did I overcook it? Did I undercook it?
Is it too dry?
Right.
Is it not dry enough?
Taking the guesswork out of it altogether and be like, I'm just gonna buy the store-bought thing. I need to unthaw it and throw it in.
By unthaw, you mean thaw.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I always say that.
Yeah, I know. By habit, I picked it up. I say
unthaw now too?
I say it now, and I'm like, darn it, Marisha.
Yes, thaw it out. Some of them don't need to be, but I'm pretty sure the Trader Joe's one that we talked about needs to be thawed.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but we're gonna link that video in the description box, so check that out. Another thing that we would like to encourage you to do when it comes to the main dish is think outside the box. You don't need to replace the turkey with a turkey alternative, which would be like a roast or something like that.
True.
The first year that we went vegan, we had vegan meatballs. The second year, we had a whole bunch of sides because that's what Thanksgiving for most of us is about.
I was about to say, for me, Thanksgiving's about the sides anyway, so yeah. I don't know.
Right. Last year we just had a ridiculous amount of vegan turkey roast left over from the video, so we had that. But this year, what's on our plate is a vegan honey garlic tofu. Not only is it ridiculously cheap to make, but it is so good.
Yeah.
It's super easy. A block of tofu is under $2, and most places $3 max. So you have to think, and each block of tofu gets you 4 servings.
Yep.
So it's just an easy way to reduce the cost of your overall Thanksgiving, but also reduce the stress. So a couple other ideas that we're gonna show, you could do lasagna. We did that for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
You could do a shepherd's pie, and you get the mashed potatoes and a filling all in one dish.
True.
You could also do this that we're gonna show you, but also I had another idea and I cannot think of what it is.
What is it? These folks want to know.
So we had talked about this. We had made a breaded cauliflower sandwich. And I had said, I bet you that would be a good side to take. Obviously, not put it on you could put it on a sandwich. We're no judgment. But to take the breaded cauliflower and then pour gravy over it when you're making mashed potatoes or something. It would be a nice dish. But
that's also thinking outside the box, actually, right? Just thinking about okay, this is a burger, but do I need the buns on here?
Right.
A lot of gluten-free people think like that. Just FYI, is that they do a really good job thinking outside the box. You know what? That in-between stuff looks really good.
Yeah.
I don't need those buns there because I can't eat them. So
yeah. So right now we are going to cut and show you how we made this vegan honey garlic tofu.
Tip number 25.
We are on like
what are we on?
6.
Tip number 6. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Okay. You choking too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tip number 6. I don't know how to put this, but if I went to a Thanksgiving without sides, it's not Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But if I went to a Thanksgiving that didn't have a main course and had nothing but sides, I'd be in heaven. Mm-hmm. So the sides are where it's at. And on our website, I'm pretty sure we have almost every side that you may be looking for covered. Yeah. And if not, let us know. And we'll make sure we have it lined up at some point within the next year. Mm-hmm. You had something to say, didn't you?
Yeah. We also have a playlist on our YouTube channel of pretty much a ton of these sides, so we will link that in the description box. But we literally have mashed potatoes and gravy, macaroni and cheese, green bean casserole, cornbread dinner rolls, glazed carrots. We don't have a video for it, but we have like sweet potato casserole. Like anything you can think of, we've probably done it because we love sides so much that we were like, let's remake this.
Yep.
So definitely like focus on the sides instead of like your main dish if you're struggling with like what to do.
And now we're going to roll a quick clip of how we make our glazed carrots.
These are so good. Our next tip is if you have Thanksgiving, you most likely need some type of bread. I know that for us, we're having cornbread today. We just posted a short clip on Tuesday showing how to make that, but usually we have like dinner rolls or garlic knots, or we have like pesto rolls on our website. So there's so many options, but I feel like it's like a must. We also have pumpkin dinner rolls, which are like even more festive and inspiring. But
we also have gluten-free dinner rolls, and we also have gluten-free cornbread. So those are on the website available as well. I
just feel like the bread is supposed to be like help get some of that stuff up. I don't know if that's me.
You use it to sweep the plate clean.
You don't do. I remember the first time I did that, you were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was going on.
So you guys have to let us know in the comments. Like, do you do that, or are you more on like Andrew's side?
My dad does that. But he was the only person I ever seen do it. And then I met you, and then I seen you doing it, and I'm like, do you know my father? So it was pretty funny to see. Tip number 8.
Yeah.
All right. Make your dessert ahead of time. Any dessert that you make, let me say most desserts that you make, most of them are freezable, and if it's not freezable, they last at least days in advance. Mm-hmm. A lot of pies do, a lot of cakes do. So make any dessert that you want. It's gonna last you ahead of time. And we have a lot of pies, a lot of cakes.
Yep.
Cookies. I mean, I don't know what you want on your Thanksgiving or what you like, but
I feel like there's like two people on Thanksgiving. There's people that like pie and expect pie at Thanksgiving.
I'm in that category.
And then there's people that don't like pie at all.
I'm not in that category.
So if you like pie, we'll show you here, but we have apple pie, we have caramel apple pie, we have sweet potato pie, we have pumpkin pie. We also have 2 ingredient dessert pie egg rolls, so you could go that route. But if you don't like pie, then we also have things like a caramel cake or a pumpkin cake. We also have pumpkin cookies or just chocolate chip cookies or brownies. So there's like a ton of options, all of which are delicious, but just on like making things easier, like you said, freezing ahead of time, like making it ahead of time, obviously. Yeah. But also like don't feel shy to like store buy something here, especially if like you're not good at baking.
Yeah.
Like don't try to make like a 4-layer cake if like you never make good cakes. Like that's not. But
that's exactly what you do.
Yeah. Aldi and I think like the Marie Callender brand, they have specific pies that actually don't have dairy inside of it or like lard or anything that sometimes is in the crust. So definitely check like if you can and you don't want to bake, like some of those pies are vegan friendly just on accident.
And also, if some of these grocery stores, such as like Whole Foods or Wegmans, are out of the way, honestly, the trip might be worth it. A 30-minute, 40-minute trip to just go pick up your dessert. That's probably how long it's gonna take you to make it anyway. You know what I mean? So go pick one up. They make a lot of vegan options at those places, so that could be available to you, right?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
another option.
Yep. Okay, so talking about making things easier, tip number 9 is that if you only need vegan food for you or maybe your partner, you don't have like a whole family to feed, you're not hosting. If you live somewhere with a vegan restaurant close to you, they typically have like platters to go on Thanksgiving where they have everything, dessert, your main, couple sides, some type of bread. And it's usually between like $15 to $20, $25. So if you only need one plate, definitely check out like a vegan restaurant in your area to see what they're offering for Thanksgiving and see if you can just have somebody make it for you. And then
honestly,
easy peasy, everything's done.
That's it. I mean, I don't even really have nothing to add to that. Like that's a
You're like,
good
yes,
idea.
go do that.
Yeah.
You're like, are we doing that this year?
I'd be about that. You know what I mean? We just made our Thanksgiving meal like 3 weeks early.
Yeah.
Darn near a month early, so I'm about that right now. So, all right, last but not least, tip number 13.
It is 10.
Maybe. It 100% gets easier every Thanksgiving. More practice, more making vegan meals, things in that nature. So, you're stressing out probably on this first one. That's okay. You're human. But on the others, it gets easier. It even gets easier if your family's like mine, where they like to tease me about being vegan, which I'm okay with. So they can tease me all they want, but that gets easier too, because I ignore them, and honestly, then it kind of goes away. But more importantly, the fact that it may be stressful now trying to think of everything. Just don't wait till last minute. Don't plan late. Because it really does get easier. One, if you're planning early, and two, if this is your first one and you have you're planning to be vegan for the long term. Our hope is that, you know, as you keep going, it will be simple.
You made a really good point, and we didn't call this out as a specific tip, but prep. If you like literally like, I remember the first time that we hosted Thanksgiving, like I set out all of our casserole dishes like 3 days before, and I literally put like, okay, green bean casserole is gonna go in here, mashed potatoes is gonna go in here, like whatever your dishes, like have it all set out. Also know like, all right, 3 days before I'm gonna make all of my desserts. 2 days before I'm gonna make mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and put it in the freezer. Like whatever you can to prep ahead where you get to Thanksgiving and like it's the easiest day possible. You're just like putting out plates and you know your juice and stuff like that. Like do that. But also I think you kind of hit on it also, like your family used to tease you. Yeah. But it's funny that now, like at this point, we're only 3 years into it, and your mom pretty much makes all the side dishes vegan. Yep. The longer you do it, you'd be surprised at like how many people that you just subtly inspire to like even just their side dishes to be vegan, you know? So it's a step in the right direction.
Is that what you say back? Is that like your comeback?
What?
This is how I choose to eat.
I don't know, that was like the nice thing. So the camera cut off.
Yeah, no worries. I was just asking if that was your comeback. Like I don't remember honestly saying much of anything. Like I guess that's kind of my personality though. Like people say things and I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I remember like your brother and
so laid back.
Your brother and sister teasing you, and you're like, whatever, like enough, hush. Like
I'll tell them they mom.
Yeah.
But it's also my mom, so
But if I said like, your mom, like you even would be like, hey, hold on, that's my mom. Like I can't say that, but like y'all can say it to each other.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So I just realized we did all this video and we didn't even bring the cake out.
Yeah, we're eating very slowly.
We're still eating.
It's okay. So what was I? Oh, so
I don't know.
We hope you like this video. We hope that you got some really good information, some good tips from this to host or have your first or 25th vegan Thanksgiving. If you have other questions, you're good.
Something fell, but I just expect my beard to catch it.
If you have other questions around holiday stuff, if you need any tips, then feel free to leave those in the comments. We're happy to help the best we can. The fastest way to get a hold of us, if you were like watching this like the day before Thanksgiving and you were just completely lost, DM us on Instagram and we will try our best to quickly get back to you. One more thing I was gonna say. Oh, all of the recipes for everything are linked in the description box. Our playlist for Thanksgiving with, I think it has 49 different videos, is linked in the description box. We literally have everything from breakfast, brunch, appetizers, snacks, like everything inside of that video. So you should be able to plan a whole menu, but we're happy to help any other way we can. Sorry.
Nah,
I thought you had something to say, but you were still chewing.
No, I was just eating.
Oh.
I've been eating the whole time. We had a lot of food.
It's so good though.
Our OG vegans, drop some tips, down in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
That way, some of our newer folks that are joining the, the vegan movement, the vegan environment, that they have something to reference that maybe we didn't come up with,
Absolutely.
So that's all I got.
All right, guys. Hope that you have a.
Oh.
What?
All right, guys.
That was loud.
I don't even know if it was loud. It just didn't sound like, hey, guys. I was like, what?
Oh, man.
Anyway, let me stop teasing you.
All right, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video.
I don't know if it was loud.
Oh, I don't know either.
Hey, guys. It's like you were freaked out. Like, hey.
I can't stand you. Okay. We hope that you have a fantastic holiday. You are, surrounded with love and with your family or friends, understanding that it's still a pandemic for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, things still look very different, but hopefully you are able to do something, whether it's 2 or 10 people, that makes you feel grateful and thankful.
Down. Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Have a great week, and we will see you in the next video.
All right. Believe in good.
Bye.
Peace.